We are here for toe stops. We're going to talk through the different toe stop types.
Yes.
So that you know what you're choosing, type of plate you have, and what the pros and cons are of the different toe stop types. So very commonly, people who choose to buy themselves a starter skate, and I feel we've made ourselves quite clear, our stance on a starter skate is buy whatever brings you joy. Just get a roller skate, get started. It doesn't really matter what it is. And lots of people go, oh, I found these in a charity shop. Cool. If they're your size, it's a sign it was meant to be.
Yes.
Right? Buy the skates. I would try and stay away from this style of toe stop if they're your second pair.
Yes.
Because the longevity of that skate and the boot
Yes.
is going to be less.
Yes. So a lot of the bolt-on ones, when you take the bolt out, the fixing inside will actually kind of disappear into a void, and then it'll be very hard to reattach it. So if you've been
doing this like gravity thing, trying to get the bolt to catch it, the little thing inside,
and also quite often the parts inside are not made to a high standard, because when they sell these skates with bolt-on, they're expecting it to not last for a long period of time. So the life of the skate is tied to the life of the stopper. So again, like if you're looking to upgrade, you probably want to move on to what we're going to talk about next.
Editing Mel here. We said we were going to talk about pros and cons, and then we didn't. The pros of this type of toe stop, the bolt-on style, is they are super cheap to replace. So if you do end up losing one, cracking one, anything like that, they're usually less than £10 for a pair, and they can be less than that. The cons of this are they can be quite a high plastic content, so they might not grip and stop you as well. That is something that has got more rubber in it. So just be aware that on your roller skates, it might not be a great type of toe stop for all of the scenarios that you may want to roller skate in. Indoor use, completely fine. Outdoors will be variable. So just take it slow, take it gently, enjoy the getting started. Come and chat to us when you are ready to upgrade.
Which is the screw-in stoppers. So we shall
which we find on our favourite starter skates, which are the Rookie Artistics. Or if you've got a little bit more money and you want something funky coloured, then you get yourself the Peach Bunny roller skates. And these have got an adjustable style of toe stop, which means you can screw the toe stop in and out. Oh, you can do a bit of sneak maintenance.
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of sneak maintenance.
It's fun. Okay, I'm going to take this apart then, just to make life a bit easier.
So this has a bolt that is here. This is my spanner. So it's always lefty loosey, righty tighty. I still do that because I can't, at the age of 40, I still can't get my left and right. Yep, all the time. This doesn't work on camera. But
No.
Okay, so the bolt, I've loosened it off. So then that will allow you to unscrew.
Oh, that is gungy looking.
It is gungy. I'm going to get mucky hands. But this is what it should look like. So you've got the toe stop, and then you've got the bolt, and then you've got a washer. So this is the order that they should go in on your skate.
Someone came in this week with an upgraded style of plate, but they had lost the Allen key bolt, so they were using with just the nut, no washer.
Nice.
If you don't have the washer on, it won't kind of have a proper grip, and you'll find that it just keeps unscrewing itself, because you need this to add tension in between.
Yeah. So inside, this is called like the mount, toe stop mount area. It's full of little tiny threads that align with the threads on here, which is...
And when Emily's talking about thread, we're not talking about sewing thread.
Not sewing thread. So if you look, they go round and round. So if you did wrap a thread round, it would follow one loop, because it is just one motion that goes
like a spiral.
Lovely
like a helter-skelter.
Like a lovely helter-skelter for very tiny fleas, maybe.
Oh my God.
Flea circus
Can
fleas.
only get comments like that here, folks.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Yep.
So yeah, when you are adjusting this, you put your nut on first, or your bolt. Just give yourself a minute, and then it needs to screw down. I would always say you want a good half of the threads to be inside the toe stop housing.
As a minimum, not a maximum.
Yes, because otherwise, if you use the toe stop or kick it, it's way more likely that you'll have pressure on it and it will ping out. But what we do sometimes see is that people jam the threads together of the toe stop in here, and then your toe stop is stuck. So you want to come and move it one day, or you want to adjust it and you're like, oh, it's stuck. You might try putting oil on it or something like that to loosen it. And then people bring them to us and we have to drill them out, or we just can't save them and we're like, no, that's a new plate for you.
Yes.
So that's a problem.
So sometimes we can use a rethreader, so we can put the threads back into
That's
something.
if we can get the toe stop out.
If we can get it out.
If it's stuck.
We have brute forced them.
Yeah,
before.
yeah, we have.
Yeah, so just really carefully when you put it on the top, you want to make sure that you're very gentle putting it in. If there's any resistance, it means there's something not quite.
And they want to be a little bit greasy as well. They should
do.
have a bit of something like not too runny because it dries, but you want like a lubricant. And the better quality toe stops do come, like the Powerdyne ones come all kind of greased up a little bit, don't they?
The roll line plugs come with little like casings.
Yeah, it's like an anti-seize compound, and it just makes sure that everything keeps it can move past each other smoothly.
So just like your bearings, really.
So then we put this washer on, and it's a bit weird and it falls off easily because it's not in place with anything. Sometimes when you buy them together, this will be the other way around. It'll be under there, and it's literally so it can't get lost.
Yes.
And then we just screw it in. And like Emily said, nice and gently.
All lined up.
I can't do it from this angle. There we go. So it's going in.
Oh, lovely.
And if you want to adjust it when it's in place, you hold the nut and then you will be able to screw or unscrew the actual toe stop itself. But when you want it really tight, if I'm screwing it round, I'm just going to keep the nut following the same direction with the skate tool. So you just push it round until it's really, really tight and it won't loosen at all. And if you don't have a skate tool like this one, you can also get yourself like a nice adjustable wrench.
Yeah,
I generally prefer that. And then when you hand move it, it should not move at all. If you can move it with your hand, when you go to put body weight on it, it's definitely going to move. So you need to address that and tighten it up. And if you have this style of toe stop, but really any style, you should be doing this before every time you skate.
Yeah, especially outside.
especially outside.
outside.
So this is an adjustable style of toe stop.
Yep.
But a little bird told me there is more than one type of adjustable toe stop.
What? No, there's only
And
one.
then
This is the only stop.
The brain starts to do a little melt.
Oh no, it's just like wheels. Okay, yes, there's lots and lots of different types of stopper because as skaters we like different things, but also we do lots of different things as well. So we've got kind of different types of skating. So you might have roller hockey or roller derby or artistic or jam or dance. We have all
of the skate types.
All the fun skate types. I'm hoping I did. Amazing. Okay. So first thing, is you will tend to find. So we're going to talk about the stoppers first and then jam plugs, which are slightly different. With stoppers, you have two lengths. So this one is a short and then this one is a long. So you can obviously wind your stoppers in as far as you like, but they do also come in two different lengths. So quite often this will be to do with what you're using your stoppers for. So some people like having them out more.
Like this one.
Like that one. Whereas others will like them all the way in. I tend to find when people start to use their stoppers, well, the first time people use their stoppers, they get confused that they're meant to be, because really they're for backwards.
You talked about the tripod.
Yes, at the front, the stability tripod.
Between the front two wheels and the toe stop,
Yeah.
making that balance point so that you come to a stable stop. If you try and use your toe stop when you're going forwards, you'll tip onto it like this.
Yeah, so you do,
yourself
if you're
forwards.
doing running on your toe stops, you would do that with your stoppers, or if you're doing kind of some of the spins and things, you do use your toe stop forwards. So we're not saying you don't use
True
it.
that, true.
We're just saying a lot of people...
We're saying you're not trying to stop with
You're
your
not
toe
trying to
stop
stop with your
forwards.
Yeah.
You might use it for other reasons, like
Yeah.
grip on the floor
Yeah.
or propulsion,
Yes.
but you're not trying to
No.
stop with it forwards because you will trip yourself over.
Yes.
So the stopping is designed to be done backwards because you're more stable
Yeah.
and you've got a greater surface area of the toe stop, which is why these ones are flat and that's like slightly angled as well.
Yes.
It's that angle.
Yes.
And it actually is printed on it, which is the front.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Yes. I know.
But yeah, that one is designed to be all the way in. So why would we want a longer or a shorter one, or who would use them?
Okay, so with a longer one, that means that you will have a less steep angle
Yeah.
when you're using your stoppers because it can be out more. So sometimes when people are getting used to using their stoppers, they like having them out more because it's easier for them to get down.
So you don't have to lift your heel
You
far.
don't have to lift it as far
nice.
in order to put the stopper down. But then what happens is you might find that they're catching on the floor when you start to try and do different things, which is normally when people start kind of switching to like a shorter stem.
Nice, so they get more confident and then their toe stop length might be shortened.
Yeah, and then they're more confident at kind of like putting their heel up a bit more,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
leaning forward into things.
And there's no
balance
time
points.
scale about how long this takes.
I mean, some people still like having a
Yeah,
big old
it's a
long,
preference.
It is a preference. A big old long stopper sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't worry too much about length. If you're not sure, then you can always go for a long, and you can just screw it all the way up.
I don't know if you can screw
Not
that one
all the way up, this one's
because
particularly.
it's chunky, isn't it? Because
It's
if you
chunky.
try and screw this one all the way in,
Mhm.
that's actually going to start pushing the
The
toe of
toe,
the boot
yeah.
up, and you'll end up. It'll be uncomfortable.
You can. So I have this one in. You can get them quite far
Mm.
in. So if you can see, there's just a few threads showing. It's not coming up through
No,
there.
it'll
so
depend on the angle of the toe stop in the plate,
plates,
and
yeah,
the
loads
type of
different
plate that you've got as well.
Yeah.
Probably.
things. Yeah. But if you're not sure, most people will go
Yeah.
for a long.
So regular length
Regular.
is long stem.
Yes,
I would
the
say.
short ones. Are
Short
more,
is you've chosen it.
Yeah, more unusual. Okay, so short stem, long stem,
Okay.
and then.
Okay. What is this? What is this? What's this guy?
I was like, should we do imperial and metric? Or
No,
should we do
just
chunky?
keep going. Keep
Do
going with
chunky.
your toe stop.
Okay, so
Because we've got some very funny angles with these ones.
we do have some kind of angles. This one as well is probably easier to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a standard gumball. You see it has this angle here, and then this is a super gumball. What? So not only is
I'm being pushed out the pic.
not only is it much bigger, it also has raised texturing on it, but it is easier to see the angle on here. So when you get one of these, you'll be like, what is this? Why so big? Can I use it to beat other stoppers up? Which you can, yes. So this one is a little bit different. Some stoppers you'll see have holes in the top of them. This one actually kind of, I don't think we have any.
I know where we have
Yeah,
one
it's in the box. This one actually has raised sections on it. So these raised sections will add some bite, which will allow you to grip the floor better. So we've been seeing a lot of derby people are really loving this stopper at the moment. That's because it has a much bigger surface area. A much bigger surface area can kind of give you two things. Well, it can give you lots of things, but two main things are the bigger surface area. If you're using them to run, more surface area means more of your power is going into the floor, which means that you'll get more oomph when you go down. So it's a similar principle as if you watch like a sprinter off a block. This is pony running, should be sprinting. So bigger surface area will need more propulsion because you're making more contact, but also if you're doing something like blocking, you can use them for control and for slowing your speed, again because it's giving you this bigger chunkier surface area. You have the cutout because it's if you had a big giant circle, you would start to have issues with your wheels. So this shape is actually beneficial for that. You can see it on some of the other bigger stoppers from other brands, which we don't have out at the moment. But it's this similar kind of shape, but that's to allow for the wheels. They're kind of a harder rubber, so sometimes you will find these also have a durometer, which is a hardness measure, which is the same as wheels. So the lower the durometer, the softer the material. With toe stops, it's kind of the same thing as with the wheels, except because you're using these on the floor, you're like literally grinding them on the floor. The softer one will give you more grip, but they will wear down a lot quicker. So quite often with outdoor wheels that are kind of low durometer, you won't have the same erosion levels as you would with a stopper. So the softer the stopper, the quicker it will wear down.
And it also depends on how heavily you push into your toe stops and things like that, or if you can develop other ways of
pushing it as well.
like a gritty pavement, which not very comfortable to skate down, but you will grate away more of your toe stop like a cheese grater.
When I used to have gumballs out, I used them outside, and I was like, this is poor gumball. They're fine. I'm not saying they're a nice time.
No, yeah.
It's just if you don't want to keep buying stoppers.
So how do we make our stoppers last for a bit longer? Because people, you're wearing one down. You will have a dominant foot as well.
You will have a dominant. You can switch
Yeah,
sides. So foot is my dominant foot.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if we can see. Ooh, nearly. So my right one is my dominant foot, so I have definitely round down a lot of that one. This one looks pretty good. It still has the logo on the bottom. This one is naked. So as Mel was saying, you have a dominant and a non-dominant. So what you can do is you can switch them over. You want to make sure when you check your stoppers as well, there's no metal coming through.
This is a metal stem.
Yep.
So if you've ground down your toe stop so that you can kind of see a shadow of the metal stem, it really is time to get new ones, because you'll get to a point where it won't support itself and the bits of rubber will kind of just snap off when you're applying pressure.
Yep. You can also
you'll scratch the floor. It will, if the metal hits the floor, there's all kinds of things will happen, like reverberations can go back up through the metal. That will get it stuck in the plate, and you're just making problems for yourself, and really unnecessarily, because the toe stop is not an expensive part depending on what you're buying, but I don't think it's an expensive part. A replacement pair of toe stops is around £30, depending on what you're buying. I think this is a part that you expect there is going to be somewhere. You can buy a very kind of basic set for half that price. Or dance plugs or toe plugs, depending what people call them. They are referring to the same thing, right?
So this is hanging out in the toe stop housing.
Yes.
It looks like a little nubbin.
Yeah, it's a little nose.
Little nose just hanging out. So why would we put that in instead of a stopper?
Okay, so this is going to allow you to have a much greater angle on your toe, and you can see that your toe stop, you're going to get to here and the toe stop's going to start hitting the floor. So let's say you actually want to skate forwards on your toe, you're going to keep hitting the floor and you're going to kind of trip yourself up. So if you actually, we will readjust it because this is a rental skate and it's just cruel. But now we can lift the heel much higher and go forwards more safely. But what you'll still find is that if you stand on tiptoe, you have a natural balance point, and your heel needs to be quite high because you need to be right on the ball of your foot. Otherwise, your poor calves are like trying to hold yourself in a slightly weird position. So removing the toe stop allows you to be in that tiptoe position basically for longer, and we need to remove that and lift the heel more because the sole of your boot can't flex in the way that your foot does and the way that your shoe does. So by removing the toe stop and replacing it for a plug, and if you're thinking, why do I need this, why can't I just take the toe stop out? You can just take the toe stop out. However, if the metal part of your plate hits the floor, you're going to mess up a floor, and so there are plenty of places, as included, that won't allow people to skate without something in there. But also, which I think is worse, if this hits the floor and you've got a lovely metal plate that's cost you a few hundred squids, this part is going to become damaged. If you forget about it, for example, you put your foot down as though you're going to go stop on your toe stop, you kind of grate away that metal, you're going to ruin the toe stop housing instantly, like very, very quickly. And I think we know how fast we can fall over. We can ruin equipment equally quickly if we're not taking good care of it. So adding in a toe plug just helps to protect the plate, protect the floor, and allows you to relax because you know that you're going to be fine. And again, these are not expensive parts. I think we still have some for like £5 right now. And they go up to maybe 15 for ones that are more like a little tiny rubber toe stop. So these ones, they normally are like a softer kind of plastic, and they will grate away, but they won't stop you. They're quite slippery. So if you try and put your toe on the floor, you'll slip a little bit. But these Sure Grip ones are very popular. They come in a couple of colours. They're really, really small. Look at the difference. So they're not designed to be stopped on, but there is a little bit of grip because it's metal that's been rubber coated. So you can feel that you could put your toe down. So if you are learning roller dance moves, you might quite enjoy something like this. And they are very popular with people who are starting their roller dance journey. I'd say we sell more of these than any other type. The profile of this one, it sticks out more than this one. So I learnt to roller skate with no toe stops in. So for me, being on my toe feels pretty chill. But yeah, these rubbery ones are quite nice. You've got a lot more clearance, but then you have got a point and they're curved, so you can roll and you can use it in any direction. So if you've got your toe behind you, you can kind of pull on it a little bit and it will grip. So if you're moonwalking or something like that, it would be useful for that. But if you're trying to do toe shuffles or a crazy leg, then you can fully get onto the balls of your foot and make that actually possible.
Yeah, so just a quick one. With more expensive plates, you will also notice, we talked about, I'm just throwing coffee everywhere. We talked about how we had kind of the washer and the bolt. So with other plates, you will have an Allen key mechanism.
Yes.
To this, you can see it because this is off, goes through the front and kind of closes around the toe stop. So it allows for a more secure fitting. It's also less likely to come undone. So you'll find that if you have one of these, your toe stops generally won't come undone, because if you think about having a washer around the bolt, it's more likely to be moved through just general action. But this one, as it's going through and under, it's not having the same kind of pressure put on it. So yeah, when you upgrade, you'll probably find you're adjusting loose stoppers less.
Hooray!
Hooray!
And that is a feature that's quite nice. Some of the, I would say more kind of intermediate level skates have got a toe stop with a locking nut feature. And I have noticed that there are some brands now, some of the newer brands are introducing that in their kind of entry level plate.
Okay, cool.
But we've got to be a little bit careful, because sometimes people they want a metal plate, and they're just fixated on this idea that having a metal plate, like this metal plate on the rookie skates, this is an older rookie skate, the metal plate is now black in colour, but they'll think, oh, this metal plate is somehow similar to any of these metal plates
just because of the material,
because it's metal, therefore you are instantly buying something that is higher quality. It is higher quality than a plastic equivalent, but in my opinion, a good quality nylon plate
some of the nylon plates are a lot
is better than a rubbish metal plate.
So one of the things about the cheap metal plates is they can be ridiculously heavy as well.
Or actually a bit flexible because they're quite thin, and they tend to be kind of folded rather than solid. So they're trying to hold stability and shape by doing that thing like you would do with cardboard or paper, and like you fold it a lot. But actually it's still quite thin, so there's a little bit of like sideways lateral sort of diagonal flexing in some ways, whereas a plate like this, I mean, you can see how extremely solid and the profile of it is. This is not a plate chat. It's not a plate chat.
Not a plate chat.
Cool.
So last one is you should always check kind of what type of toe stop you need for your plate. So plates come in two different types. They come in Imperial and metric. That's because the world does not use one uniform measurement system.
Wouldn't that be a dream?
Well, it would just be a lovely dream. So the American companies will use the Imperial system. So when we say Imperial, we're talking about inches and feet, that kind of thing. So if it's an American brand, it will be Imperial. The majority of plates and equipment is using that system, just because that's where the majority of kind of skate brands come from. There is exceptions, so STD. And
so with the Imperial one, you'll commonly see on websites, if you're looking to shop or you're Googling something and thinking, what am I shopping for? It might say Imperial thread, or it might say 5/8 speech marks, which means 5/8 of an inch. Which is the width of the toe stop hole, but it's also referring to the distance between the threads that will fit that particular toe stop. And there are incremental differences between them, which I'm not going to get into. Most of it, it's like fairly standard. Sure Grip, Rydell, Powerdyne, Rydell brand. I think most of them. Chaya are Imperial measurements. Pilot Falcon, made by Atom, Imperial. So all of those pretty common plates. Moxie uses Imperial. So anything that says Imperial or 5/8, that is going to fit those plates.
And then if you're looking at the European brands, so kind of STD or Rollline, because they're in complex because they're in Europe, they will be using the metric system. We like the metric system. It makes more sense. I never learned inches at school. So, I find it a bit confusing. So if that tends to be kind of the dance and artistic plates more than the other plates.
Sometimes hockey as well.
Sometimes hockey,
But they also have different size axles on their truck.
They do. They have 7mm.
Yes, and when we've quizzed some of the manufacturers like STD and Complex, is it possible to get the truck in an 8mm? They said, yes, it is, but why would you want that? 7mm is a little bit lighter and it's super strong. So why on earth would you want to add that extra few grams of weight? I was like, because, I'm probably not really going to notice an extra few grams. I'm not bothered. But you can't fit an Imperial into metric. It's like misfueling in some way.
So some people have as we were talking about, you can thread things
misthread them.
By doing
And you
that.
might go, oh, it fits, because you can screw it in a little bit, but you'll get it so far and then you'll find it gets stuck. And if you force it, you'll literally be carving out new channels. So please don't do it, because it is expensive and very time consuming and just a right pain to fix. And in the meantime, you have got something that you cannot use safely. I would say the only exception to that is if you're getting a softer plastic, like this type of plug that is molded plastic, because this isn't metal, this will have the holes carved into it and not the metal. Like, it'll be harder to get in because the threads don't match. But you can screw it in and it is safe to use.
I just think you just want an easy.
Yeah.
You just want an easy.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So we will usually ask you, if you're in the shop and you're buying, people will commonly go, ooh, pretty toe stuff. This is so pretty.
And we're like,
pretty.
And we're like, no.
Or we'll go, what kind of plate do you have?
Yeah.
And if they don't know, it will be, show us a picture of your skates. Because if they're showing us those ones with this type of toe stop, we're like, I'm sorry, you've got to put this one back. This one is this style of toe stop stem and it literally will not fit. But then they'll go, oh, I've got a roll line plate. And we're like, no, you still got to put this one back. We might have some alternatives for you if you want pretty cute shaped things. Like, we've got these little stars, they're super cute. I think we have got some flowers.
I think
they're not quite as fancy as the Moxie ones. They don't have like a green stem, but you actually don't see that anyway. But yeah, we do have those. We actually didn't talk about the artistic toe stop.
No, with the holes.
So an artistic toe stop is shaped a little bit differently to these flat ones, or this big boy. This one is, it's got curves around the edge and there's like little holes in the middle. Artistic roller skaters take off and they jump. Usually they'll start backwards and rotate in to a jump. So they're putting the pressure on their toe stop and they kind of dig their toe stop into the ground. So their whole motion, and they'll usually have a toe stop kind of medium low set as well. They'll be going like this and they'll rotate and then push. And so they will push on and off. So the holes are designed to, kind of not have air pressure causing any kind of movement in the toe stop at all. So it becomes very, very predictable and precise, which if you're going for like triple axle-y type turns and like big gigantic jumps, I feel like you want that level of precision. It's not for me, that's terrifying. But you know,
I've been watching the figure skating at the Olympics and I've been like, no.
It's good, but it does take a massive amount of training in order to be doing any of those types of jumps. But there is a purpose for the shape of the artistic toe stop and why it's
perforated.
It's a chonker as well. It's quite thick, isn't it?
It is.
So yeah, that's the reason
about chunky.
About that toe stop.
Good chunky life.
So we will usually ask you, do you know this is compatible? Do you know it fits with your skates? I mean, it depends how nosy we're being, but
I'm always nosy.
Essentially, we want to make sure that you are getting the right equipment that is going to work for you. If you literally just buy it on the internet, we're probably not going to message you and ask you 500 questions. No. It's only if you're here in person and we kind of have a little chat about your toe stops.
We do sometimes if they bought plates from us and we're like, hey, this.
If we're aware, if you've maybe had a skate build from us, and we're like, is this for the one that we've just done? Because this is not going to fit. And if it's not, then that's completely okay. I just wanted you to be aware that, and we have sometimes kind of averted minor disaster. Anything else about toe stops that people want to know?
I think we're good.
I feel like we've covered all of it.
People will be like, but what about this? And we're like, oh no.
Yeah, so if you have got any other questions about toe stops, then just feel free to add a comment below. Otherwise, you should obviously buy your toe stops from us.
Yes.
That's got a funky coloured toe stop stem,
this one's
hasn't
got
it?
blue, and then the other one's purple.
It's also hollow in the middle.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Oh.
Lightness.
Oh, for less weight because it's heavier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that's why they did it.
Yeah, I think it probably is why they did it. So it's hollow and
they do it with other ones.
Yeah, they do it with these.
Yeah.
I feel like we've not necessarily explained that.
No. Okay. I think we should
show the toe stop.
Okay, cool. Sorry. So some artistic ones and the super gum balls are hollow inside. I haven't checked, but I always assumed it was because the toe stop weight's so much heavier. They did that.
Yeah,
to
makes sense.
balance it back out.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Please correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Over and out.
Yep.